Okay, so we should be live. I'm just going to share the link onto the club page so people will be able to get it through Facebook. I hope that worked. Hello, everybody. So I'm just sharing the link onto the club page. Guys, if you're watching, if you could comment just to say, because I can see there's 5 people watching now, but I don't know who you are. And also let me know if the sound is okay. I'm on this headset. I hope it's okay because I don't have a plan B. But thanks, Ken. So we start now, guys, just a minute or two. We'll just leave it until we let everybody get in. Some people won't be parking their car. Hi, Paul. So there will be training, by the way, guys. It won't be just me sitting here staring at the screen for an hour, but we'll just leave it. Wait till we know we're set up properly and see a few more people coming in. Okay, guys. So we'll get started now in a second. We've got a few things sort of coming online now for training. Over the next couple of weeks, like obviously it's going to be a while before we get back to our normal training, but we've got some training plans, some different things that we'll talk about more at the end of the session. Turn up. You don't have to worry about planning your training, the time. You just turn up at the class and we do the rest for you. I know myself, when you're trying to plan your own sessions, it can be tough because other things come up and get in the way. But if we can make Wednesday 8 o'clock sort of a definite time, then we'll all get a session in, even if you don't do anything else during the week. The other thing as well is it's not to say there's 14 people there watching as well. So, you're sort of with your club mates training away. So in a half an hour's time when you're in a heap on the floor, know that there's another 15 or 16 people around Dublin in the same state. So the plan for today is we're going to work on some movement. We're going to work on some striking. So we will do some craft techniques over the next couple of weeks, but striking, shadow fighting, footwork, body movement is changing. So we'll get started now. Let's say, guys, if you comment there on the YouTube channel or Facebook, just let us know you're watching, and we'll get started, let's say, with some movement. So look at that. So I'm going to try kind of stay in about 2 meters squared or smaller space because maybe you don't have so much space to train in, but we'll start off in a 6-point position. So we put our feet shoulder distance, our knees shoulder distance, our hands shoulder distance. So with our hips over our knees, our shoulders over our wrists, And then we're basically just going to start off just rocking. So what we're working on here is the squatting pattern. Oh, and by the way, guys, I hope you're not sitting on the couch watching this. I'm here training, but at the moment, Ken and Stephen are going around doing spot checks. So if anybody's sitting on the couch, you will be caught. Okay. So with this squatting pattern, what we're doing is bringing it you can without having an effect on your back. So if you start to notice your back is rounding, that's as far as you go back. And there we just stay in the middle. And we think of tucking our chin down, tuck your chin to your belly button, and then bring your eyes to the roof. It's working one way, and then we're working the other way. So obviously everybody, guys, we just stay in the middle now. We think of looking back towards one heel and then looking back towards the other heel. So looking over your shoulder, try to get your two eyes onto your heels, try to have the movement coming from the upper back. From there, we go back to the middle, put our insteps in the ground, just rock our hips back, take our hand out, hand to the back of our head, elbow to knee, and then bring your elbow to the ceiling. So as you're moving, you want the movement to come from your upper back. So it's kind of easy to see your elbow. Good. We switch. So we take the other hand to the back of the head. While we rock our hips back here, we're just opening and closing. Good. And then we come back up tall. So the next thing, guys, we're going to do, just take our hands to the side. Just checking a smart comment coming in from Ken there. Thanks very much for that. So we take our hands to the side, and we're making the S behind our back, out to the side, and we switch. So with this, you don't want to cheat. You don't want your chin coming forward, your shoulders rolling back. Keep your body nice and tall, keep your chin up. You're going to create that balance between bringing your hands together, but making sure that you're not adjusting your movement to cheat. Next thing we'll do then, guys, we'll go on to what we call our Egyptian. So that's what we're going to use to demonstrate. So the idea is you want to keep your palms facing up. You don't need cups of water, by the way. But what you're doing is you're rotating over and think of keeping the glasses facing up. So all the time as you're switching, you're keeping the palms facing up. And what that's doing is it's making sure the movement is coming from the shoulders and not coming from the wrists. Just continuing a few more times. Hands facing up, just nice big movements. Good. Okay, it's out. Now just bring your hands to the floor. The opposite leg, reach your heel back. Keep your toes facing down. You come back in, and we switch. Reach your fingertips one direction, reach your heel the opposite direction. We come back in, opposite hand and opposite leg. So the goal here is to have the minimum movement from your body. The arms and legs can move, but the torso doesn't. Good. Now from here, both on the same side. So you're going to lift your right leg and your right arm. Come back in, and we switch. 29 people watching. Brilliant. YouTube sensation. Good. And as you know from class, one more time doesn't really mean anything, so we'll do another one. And we'll come back in. So we'll go to a sitting position. Just our feet crossed. And don't let our shoulders round. Keep our body tall, shoulders down. We're going to put our hands to the floor. We're just going to switch. And every time you switch, push your chest out, bring your head to the ceiling. The small switches with the feet. So a little bit of movement training for the start. And then what we're going to get into later then is some striking, and then into a little bit of strength work, a little bit of an aerobic workout, and we'll finish with some stretching. So as you're switching now, guys, start to make the circles bigger. And if you have the space, go to your back. So make the biggest possible circle with your legs. Use your arms to push yourself up. So it's not really like a balance exercise. It's more about taking like the load off the hips and being able to make the biggest possible circles. One more. And I mean it this time. And we come up. So take your right leg across the front. Take your left leg here. And now just switching the same. Hands down. Every time you switch, sit up nice and tall. Now, we make like this V stretch. We pull one leg in, and we're just going to switch. So you pull one ankle in, you kick the other one out. And as you're switching, think of like opening up the angle of the stretch. So we don't have our feet too close, and make the widest possible stretch we can. And again, not just looking at the movement of the legs and the hips, keeping the body tall, keep the ear away from the shoulder. Oh, you say the ears are shoulder poison. You want to keep them far away. Now this time, as you pull this leg in, at the same time, circle the opposite one out. So your idea here is to keep your body as tall as possible and look to switch. But the obvious thing to do is to get the foot higher, to lean back. But we sort of want to fight that. So pull the foot in, keep the body tall. Now from here, stay in that position, just push your hips out. And we sit down. Again, hips up and down. So people who go to the strength class on Saturday with Brian, you'll recognize this is like kind of a Turkish get-up position. We switch, we'll take our hand up, and the same. We push the hips out. Good. Okay. So guys, we're going to come up to our feet. We're going to work a little bit of striking. We're going to start off with straight strikes from Pakistan. So starting with our toes forwards, we're going to go through a few different strikes. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to stop and talk, give a few technical points, but you're going to continue striking until I say to change exercise. Okay, so our hands are up, fingertips eye height, elbows up. When we say hands up, it's not just about your fists being high. The elbows are up so you can make defenses. Also think how we use our arms when we sprawl, when we break fall. So not just hands up, it's elbows up as well, like a frame. Okay, we're going to start off just single strikes. So about the tempo that I'm going. And you guys just continue. What we're going to look, what we want to see, guys, and I can't see it, but is to make sure that your elbows aren't drifting outside your body. So as you're punching, you're keeping. So I'm not just going from the arms here. It's the whole body's making power. And at the same time, we recoil. So if your hand goes out 100 miles an hour, comes back 200 miles an hour. Okay, just a little break for a second. Next thing we want, guys, is like 1, 2. So your hands will be high, 1, 2. Left, right, right, left. Get the hips turned. Ready? Let's go. Good, and a little breather. So guys, we've been working a lot of striking today, and like it is one of the best things you can work on your own, because even when you're at the class and you're working striking, like shadow fighting, you are basically training on your own. Shadow fighting's been around for a long time. Boxers have been doing it for 100 years, so it's not going away anytime soon, so there's obviously some benefit to it. Next one, we're going to look at a hook. So the target is here, you're hooking, Let's go. So as you throw the hook, keep going, guys. The hand hits, recoil your elbow down. So it goes out this line, but it doesn't travel back the same line. It hits, pull the elbow back in as you twist your body back. Make sure you're getting that turn of the foot on the floor. And relax. Just a little breather again. Keeping the same motion, now turning into an elbow. So it'll be here, boom, send the elbow in. Let's go. And relax. So we're going to go back to the hook. The next drill we're going to look at is a hook into a hammer. So we're really looking at how you move your body with your striking to create more power. So you're going to go hook. Instead of recoiling now, you're going to hit hook, and your recoil from the hook is a hammer strike. So it's probably like not the most practical strike for sparring or for a self-defense situation. This is purely a movement drill. You'll hook one, and then you're going to turn your hips back with the hammer. So same hand will hit twice. Knuckles, then hammer fist. Ready? 1, 2, go. Good, and relax. Next one to add is going to be a backhand after it. So we're keeping that hook, hammer, punch. So from here, hook, hammer with the same hand, and then the far side will go the backhand. 1, 2, 3. Hook, hammer, punch. Hook, hammer, punch. Hook, hammer, punch. Right, right, left. Right, right, left. Continue. Good, and relax. So what we're going to move to next, guys, we're going to continue with the striking. We're going to look at using that hammer now to change angle. So when you're fighting or defending, if you think about it like a ring sport, generally the attacker is in front of you, the person you're fighting is in front of you. That's what makes Krav Maga and self-defense a little bit different always now. So I'm here, and I want to get all my weapons facing towards you. Okay, from here, this hand isn't so useful. This hand definitely isn't. This leg is out. I can just basically side kick with this leg. We want to turn into a position that we have all our weapons available to us. So my right leg is stuck to the floor. This foot isn't going to move. My left foot is the one that's going to step. So stand side on. We're going to take this hand, the opposite one, boom, and you're going to hammer, then you're going to step. So we're here, hammering, and finishing in our fighting stance, facing towards the attacker. You come back in, you hammer, and you turn. Go. Go. This back foot doesn't move. We don't have the situation that you're going here. We also don't have the situation where you're going this way. See, I haven't squared up. I'm still facing sideways. We need to make some width in our stance. Boom. A few more times. Now from here, the same step 1. As you recoil the hammer, throw that backhand punch. At that stage, all your weapons are facing towards the attacker. So ready? Let's go. Back in. Go. 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 Continuing the same, let's add a hook on the end. So hammer, straight, boom, and hook. Left, right, left. Or right, left, right. Go. 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 One more to add in is our knee. So hammer, or hammer, straight, hook, boom, knee. So the first time that back leg is going to move, is going to lift off the ground to throw the knee. Let's go. keep the hands high all the time. Go. Good. We'll switch to the opposite side. Just a little point to make on the first hammer. Your hands can move faster than your leg. You don't just slow your hand down to go the same speed as your leg. So if you're stepping and you're kind of landing your strike at the same time, you're slowing your hand down to meet the speed of your leg. Your hand should have recoiled by the time your foot lands. The hammer should be moving faster than the foot. So from this side, the close hand to the camera, hammer, backhand, front hook, boom, and knee. We'll go again. 1, 2, 3, boom, 4. Again, hammer, straight, hook, knee. Let's start to add a bit of speed. Okay, so we'll be taking a water break in a minute or so. But before we get there, what we're going to do is take our straight strikes, our hooks, our knees, our elbows, and start to do a little bit of light fighting. So put little combinations together yourself. You're going to use the hook, or you're going to use the hammer, or you're going to use an elbow to change direction. So you're not just fighting in one direction. You can be striking here. If I want to go that way, I don't have time to just turn. So I'm just turning, I'm getting hit on my way. So you're throwing a hammer, you're fighting. I want to turn back, I throw a hammer, or I throw an elbow. You can take the same idea, boom, and turn behind you as well. If you're turning behind, you should do a rear hammer, then a side hammer, then you'll continue. So the clock is at 25 in seconds. So ready, let's go. Keep your hands up, keep moving. 30 seconds. So, guys, take a water break. Come back in a minute or so. Keep your camera rolling. Okay, see you then. Good, and we're back. So guys, what we're going to move on to now is a little bit of strength work. So if you have some kettlebells at home, this is something that you can work on. Next week, we're going to send out a training plan. So it's going to be 1 bell workouts. If you have a bell, that's great. If you don't have a bell, we're also doing, Brian's working on a modified version of a program that will work with no bells. If you've just joined the kettlebell class and you basically know how to swing and squat, maybe a bit on the Turkish get-up, Brian's also going to do some videos showing you how to do the other exercises. So nobody will be kind of left out, okay? In the meantime, in this class, what we're going to look at is some high tension. So when it comes to working strength work with body weight, either do higher reps, do more, or you look at increasing tension. So if you can blast through like 20 press-ups, that's great. But if you can add tension to your midsection, your glutes, your quads, make the exercise harder, then you can get more value out of doing less. And also transfers into training a lot better because you're trying to make it a whole body movement. So the first thing we're going to start off with is our plank. So our press up position plank, but a high tension plank. So when we're in a standing position, sometimes we work on, imagine we're bending a piece of steel, tensing the midsection, tensing the glutes and the quads. What we're going to do is take that now and work from a press up position. So if you put your hands on the ground about shoulder distance apart, I'll just back a small bit, push the palms of your hands forward. So the big thing we want is no air underneath your hands. Grip the ground with your fingers, but again, don't leave any space under your fingers. So push the palms of your hands into the ground, your fingers into the ground, grip the ground with your fingers until you see the blood going out of your fingernails, okay? The opening of your elbow, where your elbow bends, think of turning that forward. So imagine you're holding something in your armpit, crush it. The next thing, you're going to step your feet up, and we want 2 straight lines. One straight line is from shoulder to wrist. The second straight line is from shoulder back to ankle. When you get to that position, we're just going to hold it. Now, you might be able to hold this position for a longer time or a shorter time. We're going to make it that you can only hold for a shorter time. How we're going to do that, you're going to grip the ground, turn the elbows forward, squeeze your stomach like you're about to get a kick off Stephen in the stomach, squeeze your glutes. Think of using your quads here to pull up your kneecaps. You're going to inhale some air through your nose, and you're going to hiss it out through your mouth. Every time you hiss the air out, things go tighter, tighter, tighter. And as much tension as you can. You can only get 10 seconds. Okay, ready? Let's go. And we relax. So just kneel up, just shake it out. So it's not just about holding that position for as long as you can. It's about making full body tension. Okay, think like running. Some people can run for 2 hours. If you sprint, you can run for maybe 10 seconds. It's that maximum effort that we're looking for. So we'll go back for a second round. And go. We relax. So again, full body tension. We're going to do one more in a second. Just shake out the arms, shake out the shoulders a little bit. This is going to transfer into press up now in a moment. So hands on the ground, grip the ground, turn the elbows forwards, step up your 2 straight lines, your stomach, your glutes, your quads, tension everywhere except your face. Go. And relax. So we're going to move into a set of press ups. The tension you're making there, think of that as like 10 out of 10. So you're so tense you can't move because your muscles are just too tight. Okay, if that's 10 out of 10 of tension, you don't want to go to like a 1 out of 10 when you're moving. We want to make like 7 out of 10. So keep enough tension, but allow yourself to move. You lower down as you go to the bottom of the press position. You breathe into your nose. When you get there, you hiss out through the mouth, and as you push up, you go to 10 out of 10 with tension. Everything goes tight as you push up. How deep should you go? As deep as you can, where you're not losing the body position. So the only thing that should move is the arms. Okay, I much prefer people to do press ups that are here, and they go this far, than people to be like on their knees and dropping all the way down. Okay, I think here you're building towards something better. So even if you're only going a quarter of the way down, halfway down, 3/4 of the way down, it's all fine. Okay, what you're going to do is a set 20 in total. Okay, so 20 press ups. You can do 1 set of 20. You can do 2 sets of 10. 3 sets of 7 is about 20. You can do 4 sets of 5, 5 sets of 4, 7 sets of 3, whatever way you want. Just get 20 press ups done. Okay, what we don't want is fully relaxed and like blasting through. We want full tension. So maybe you have to do 2 sets of 10 instead of doing 1 set of 20 because you're making so much tension. So I'm going to stop talking now. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do this. If you're taking breaks as you're moving, try to keep your mouth closed, try to breathe through your nose, try to take small breaths. Okay, so if you didn't get to 20, that's your homework. We talk about when we're doing our strength work that there's only really a few movements we look at: pushing, pulling, squatting, hinging, carries, and then like our sixth movement, like our rolls and our get ups and falling, stuff like that. This is the hip extension, important for kicking, important for moving, important for running. So the lie on your back, put your feet together, head on the floor, hands out. You're going to lift your hips as high as possible, and at the top, squeeze your glutes as tight as possible. Not a fast move. Lifting your hips, squeezing your glutes, and we'll go for 20. Our next one we're going to work on now is squats, and then we're also going to look at a way of doing a pull. So like when we train body weight at home, unless you've got a show, sometimes people turn their toes out a little bit. What we want is that as you squat, your toes and your knees face the same direction. So if your toes and knees start to face different directions, we need to stop and we need to look at the technique. Imagine you have a little box here, and you're going to sit backwards onto the box. So at the top, my weight is, it's balanced on my foot, but as soon as I start to squat, my weight should be shifting towards my heels. So I'm thinking coming low. You see at the bottom, I can lift up the front of my feet because most of the weight is on the heels. So we'll go for a set of, I would do 10. Let's go. Hands up. So lead with your butt, sit backwards, keep the body tall. As you extend, squeeze the glutes. Good. So the bat wing we're going to do, if you can go to a door or go to a wall, go to something like reasonably solid, pull the shoulders down, and put your butt against the wall. Step your heels out a little bit from the wall, push your elbows into the wall, and you're going to push yourself away from the wall, pull the hands back as close to the body as you can. So push your body away as far as you can and hold for 10 seconds. Let's go. Good, relax. Come back for a next set of squats. The body tall, hands up, let's go. And as our active rest, we get back to the wall, put our heels out in front, lean on the wall, shoulders down, and it's about pushing yourself away as far as possible. So hands in, let's go. So you probably feel that in the upper back, but you really only get it if you can pull the elbows back. It's like when you're doing the bat wings, you see people grab a pair of double 24s and they come here, instead of grabbing a pair of maybe 12s or 16s, coming all the way up. That's what we want. That's where the magic happens, all the way back. Our next set of squats. Body tall, hands high. We squat. So keep the heels on the ground. Only go as deep as you can to keep good technique. So like you'll always go further than the technique allows. If your knees start to come in, if your toes start to come up, your body won't stop you. It's up to you to stop yourself. Your body's just like task oriented. It'll complete the job, even if it means you get injured in the long run. And if we were in a class now, I'd say, how many have we done? And people would shout 10, so we'd stop. Okay, back to the wall for a last set of bat wings. Feet out, elbows down, let's go. And we relax. Okay, so guys, we're going to move to a little bit of cardio workout now. So we're going to work on a little bit of shadow boxing. Okay, how it's going to work, you're going to do 5 minutes. You're going to do 30 seconds of work, and then you have 30 seconds of rest. So 30 seconds, I'll put them on, but I just missed my gloves a little bit, so I'm going to stick them on. So again, it's not just about lasting 30 seconds with this, it's about repeated good technique, good movement, good intensity. Okay, so we're going to start in 10 seconds. Into our stance, ready to go. So straight strikes, hooks, uppercuts, knees, elbows, ready? Let's go. I'm back. So 30 seconds of breather. And try to take small breaths. Stay relaxed. Keep your body up tall. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. And they're up. We're ready to go. Let's go. Breather. That's round 2 done. So I can keep it tall. Small breaths. So try to resist that. Tend to gasp for air when you're tired. Round 3, let's go. On. We're down to 31 viewers. Who did we lose? There he's back. Go on again. Don't give up. Round 4 coming up. Five seconds. Gloves up. Ready. Let's go. Breather. Okay, so guys, we're coming back in. Get ready. So we're familiar with a lot of them. Names like the couch stretch, the frog, the pretzel, but then some ones that we don't use so much, like the kettlebell armbar and the windmill stick. Okay, so we're going to start off not with the couch stretch today. Okay, we're going to start off a little bit of movement with the tactical frog. The frog stretch gets hips moving, and then after that, then we'll go on to not couch stretch. We'll go on to a lighter version of the hip flexor stretch. So I've got these mats here. I know some people have mats at home, but even if you get your gloves or get something just put under your knees, a cushion, just something that you're not going directly onto the floor. So I'll give you like 10 seconds to do that. Okay, so what you want to do is think of doing the split, but without your full leg, just from your knee to your hip. Walk your feet out as far as you can. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep your hips between your knees. Don't let your body drift forward. Bring your ankle behind your knees. So push your hips out. And all you're going to do is start to rock. So we're not going to go through the full frog. Okay, we'll just start off a little gentle today. Just rocking here. Not so much weight on your legs. And as you're moving every so often, look at just pushing the knee out. So if you stretch and you find this is like an 8 out of 10, you know, on the soreness, discomfort threshold, it would start to drift down to 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. Oh, that's better. Now you can hear me. So I hope you've been working to the side of the movie so far. So what we're saying here is you want to just look at pushing the knees out. You want to look at about 30 rocks, okay? If you find it's getting easier, make it. From here, maybe bring your elbows forward slightly. You're going to turn your hip over, drop your hip to the ground, and bring the bottom of your foot towards the ceiling. So you push your hip back, you rotate on your knee, you drop down, you switch. Just drop the hip down, push back all the way across, and now just a little bit of rocking here. It's easier when the foot is out to push to make more distance. When I say easier, it just means mechanically, it's not going to make it any less sore. The foot just gets a better grip on the ground. Staying in the middle now, think of opening. So turning from your hip, let your hips rock. Just take that foot up, take the toes to the ceiling. So I hope nobody's sitting on the couch now. We've only got maybe 2 or 3 more minutes. We get our stretching done. And you'll thank me someday for all this. So we'd normally go to the full splits. From there, and we'd work out, but today we'll just shorten it a little bit. We're not going to do the full couch stretch, but we're going to do a small hip flexor stretch. I know myself, if I stand up after doing the frog, I really feel how tight my hip flexors are. So we've worked stretching out all those adductors. I really feel then the muscles here at the front. So we need the hip flexor stretch to go along with it. So what I want to do is kneeling with one leg, take the other foot up so you're in like a lunge position. Your stance is quite narrow. And taking your head. A lot of time people will lean forward here, and it's not really giving you so much of a stretch. What you want to do is think of turning this part of your hip towards the roof. Before you do that, take your head up, and you want to think of lifting this hip up while dropping that one down. So think of your pelvis like a bowl. You want to tip water out this side and at the back. So that's the way you're going. And you should feel more of a stretch there. When you get to that position, now you can push forward. That's the position you want to push forward from. Add some tension to the glute here, because when you add tension to this side, it forces this side into relaxation a little bit more. And then just a little bit of pulsing, just a small bit here. So it's not keeping the body tall, you're pushing forward. Think of head to the ceiling, tip water out of this side here. So you're elongating the hip here. And again, the same idea, head to the ceiling, tip water out now this side, adding some tension to the glutes. And just that little bit of pulsing, so push forward. Keep the body tall. So you should feel a stretch here in the front of the leg. Obviously, it's more of aggressive. So the last one we're going to go to is our breathal. So we have 2 stretches there for the hips. The breathal stretch takes a little bit of hip in, but it also takes in the thoracic spine and the upper body a small bit. So what you're going to do is lie down on your back. This is the last stretch we'll do for today. Take your knee up, so it's 90 degrees, and let it fall over to the side. If this knee falls over, this shoulder's coming up. Keep 90 degrees. Your top hand is taking your leg, and try keep 90 degrees between your legs. So don't let your legs move close. Try keep them open. You're going to breathe in through your nose. Keep this knee close to the ground, and every time you exhale, think of lowering this shoulder to the ground. You're breathing in. Every time you exhale, think of bringing the shoulder to the ground, and don't let it come back up then. You inhale, think of inhaling down to your stomach. As you exhale, let that shoulder drop. As the shoulder drops down, let the knee come up. So no compensating, no cheating. You're breathing in. You exhale, let the shoulder drop. You probably feel a stretch on the hip, particularly the leg that's down, maybe across the upper back. And normally we do about 30 breaths here. We'll cut it a bit short today. You can start with that behind your head. So take your knee up, 90 degrees. Let your knee fall over, let the shoulder raise up. The lower arm will catch deep into your lungs. And when you exhale, look at lowering that shoulder. So again, keep the knee close to the ground, deep breath in. Every time you breathe out, you're lowering the shoulder down, but don't let it come back up. And we'll cut it there. So just gently roll to your side, and we come back up. So guys, I'm going to say well done, okay, even though I didn't see you. Okay, I'll take it that you've really done the session. We have a few things coming down the line. So from Monday, we're going to be posting weekly workouts. We've got like a 12-week kettlebell workout. People in our strength class will be familiar with this. So that will be going out week by week. People who've been to the strength class who have a kettlebell at home, you need one bell. It's an easy thing to do. We're going to be launching our nutrition plan. So in 2018 and 2019, we done a 8 to 12 week nutrition plan with very good results. It's habit-based. Okay, it's very easy to follow. It might seem like kind of a strange time to launch that now, but I know myself, like when everything's sort of out, it's nice to have a focus on, you know, what isn't going on at the moment. So routine, all the takeaways are closed. So it might be time to focus a little bit on the nutrition. It's an opt-in thing though. So what we'll do is we're going to post and say, if you want to join, let us know. So you're saying, yeah, I'm in, as opposed to kind of tiptoeing around it. People will put their name down and then they're in. And you'll do like a weekly check-in with myself or Brian, just 10 minutes on Skype or by phone. Just let us know how you're going on. People who've done the last couple of years will say, you know, they got on quite well. And, you know, it's an easy plan to follow. It's nothing crazy. It's just about developing good habits. I'd also direct you towards the member site. So on capitalkravmaga.com, we have the members area. If anybody doesn't have the password, let us know and we can send it on to you. And then also read your syllabus. So the syllabus is in the Facebook group. Some people, maybe they're not on Facebook, I can email it out to you. Look through the syllabus. If you have any technical questions, let us know. If you think of a question anytime, day or night, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, ring Ken. I'll give you his number later. And he'll be happy to answer any questions you have on technique. Just don't go to his house, you know, social distancing, but you can ring him anytime, day or night, he said. And then the last thing, guys, I'll say is just, like, we'll keep this community going. Obviously, we won't see each other for a while, but keep the training, the weekly session on a Wednesday. I might do the next one, but over the next couple of weeks, you'll see all our instructors here. I haven't told them about that yet, but hopefully we'll see Ken and Aoife and Stephen leading sessions. If it works out, maybe we'll get a second class going during the week. And the other thing, lastly, just say, maybe send a text to your training partner. Let's just check out how they're getting on, check in with them. Maybe the last person you trained with when we finished up a couple of weeks ago, or the last person you did their grading with. Just send them a message on Facebook or text. Keep in with each other over the next while. So that's it, guys. Let us know how the session went. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any requests, let us know. Okay. Ken says he puts his phone in airplane mode at night, so that's not going to work. But if you have any requests, as I say, let us know, and we'll get them covered. So, get that. Thank you, guys.